Satu Dave. What's up, y'all? Got the Mr. G in the pocket today. And also, I got, it's going to be a weird video because pinched on time, thoughts everywhere. Kind of got to finish a few projects up, so apologize for going to be all over the place. But we'll start it like this. I made it 40 days, didn't buy a knife. And then, lured by a couple, but for the most part, like production knife as a whole really don't interest me as much as they did in the past. Occasionally you want to come across and I'm like, oh man, I kind of want to try that one. And this is one of the ones that, like, if you don't know, this is Mangano Steel. I don't even remember the model name, sorry. What is the model name? I don't know. But the design just sung to me, man, like how aggressive it was. So everybody takes away different things from different knives, right? What I immediately thought of when I saw this knife, the design of it anyhow, was like, it's kind of like the evolution of an Emerson. To me, in my mind, that's kind of how I saw it. Like, so I don't know, we all different how we see things, like, but like that's how I like the ergonomics of it, the stabby stab part of it. Like, it just kind of looks like Emerson style evolved, I guess, not just that, but Kaimano, that's the name of this thing, Mangano Steel Kaimano. Sorry, couldn't think of the name of it. But Don, DNK Don, threw this one up for sale earlier this week, and I was like, you know what, man, like, I've been wanting to check it out anyhow. Let me go out and buy that from Don. And I was going to buy one probably directly from Mangano Steel if he had them at Blade Show, because I knew this design kind of sang to me. But let me get this Mr. G back out again. I know you've all seen it. I'm just going to give you my 2 bits on it. You know how that works. Biggest thing I can say about this knife is, like, for me, I like the thicker knives. So you can see it's a little bit thinner than what I normally did. Blade stock wise, titanium scale, stuff like that. And overall size wise, it's one of the smaller knives I have, even though it's a big knife for normal people standards. But cutting edge wise, it's almost the exact same amount of cutting edge. If you look at that, it might even, well, it's kind of like yin and yang kind of thing on that. But, looking at the length of cutting edge, it's almost spot on exactly what this Mr. G is. Maximizing your cutting length or blade length or whatever the hell you want to call it. Overall, like, I would recommend the knife. The thing about Kizers in general, it's just a me thing, I guess, man. But anytime you take a pivot and you flatten part of it and then push it all the way through, it just feels weird to me. Like, I can feel it flicking the knife. Something just feels weird to me. The detent's great on this thing, and the deployment's great on it. It just doesn't have a feel that I'm like, when you get it, when it comes back in, it does its job, but it doesn't give you the oomph, like, I don't know. If you've handled a Direware, a DSK variants, the detent varies, but Sergey Rogovitz, let me get it out here. But if you handle like a higher end, a whole Grismo, like, they all have a certain detent feel that kind of draws you to them. The Kizers just never really, like, no matter what, high end, low end, the Kizers just kind of like, it works, but it's not like I don't know, it don't sing the praises for me. But the overall design of this knife, I really dig. I'm glad I got it. It seems to be more of a fidget kind of thing for me. It took me a minute to get used to the hole, like, to where to put my fingers in order to get it. So, like, thumb-wise, it slides, my thumb slides all the way, I can't even show you, my dumb ass. My thumb slides all the way to the kind of beginning of that, and it kind of feels awkward-y doing it with the thumb. But I don't think this was really meant, I mean, you can do it with your thumb, but I think it's mainly meant as a flipper and a finger flicker. That's my speculation anyhow. So, whether I will or won't do something else to it, I'm definitely going to enjoy it and use it. It'll probably end up getting gone eventually, but I like the design, man. So, like, I'm kind of mixed about how I want to customize it, because y'all know me, I ain't gonna leave nothing alone. So I kind of sort of thought, because of my Emerson vibe I got, to getting like some peel ply and putting the peel ply back here, making some inserts with peel ply and trying to do it that way and give it more of an Emerson kind of look to it. And then maybe doing the, blasted hardware and acid etch blade or something like that. But I don't know, man. Like, I'm kind of mixed on it. I'll probably do something with it, or maybe I'll just give it away, or maybe I'll sell it, or maybe I'll trade it. Who knows? But for right now, checking out, that one was the first and only purchase I did in 40 days, or since the 40 days, I guess I should say. So before I forget, Dan, I got yours almost done. I got it broken apart. I just got to finish blasting it, man, but it's done. So I'm just going to go briefly through some of the stuff I did this week. I did another 80-10. 80-10. I always get 80-10 and 80-15 confused for some reason in my mind. They're cold steels and the blade shapes are very similar. So this one almost was looking new when it got to me. You know, I mean, I don't think Mark used it much at all, but, and I showed him a picture of it. I just had to put an edge on it. But so I did the slicer grind on his as well, but it's that DLC'd one. So I think it looks damn good like that. Hopefully you guys like it too, but I'm trying to give you a little close up of that. It's kind of the Skinner grind or slicer grind rather, not Skinner, slicer grind that I just saw the Skinners. He posted, Hinder posted some XM18 Skinners. Those things look freaking good. I love the blade shape, but I've never seen one in person, so I don't know if I like them or not. Side skirt. But yeah, I did this one pretty much the same fashion I like to always do on these, or have been doing on these cold steels, is leave the front end still kind of working knife geometry, and then the back end nice and slicey. So I like the mixture of that, especially on a knife like this, so you can still get in there and pry a little bit, you know, and do a little bit, but when you really need it to slice, it'll slice, man. But yeah, happy with this come out. Hope you like it, Mark. So fine tuning I'm not gonna do it for everybody, I don't think, but fine tuning and sharpening process. Hopefully you guys can see that it looks a little bit better than some of the other stuff I've been doing, but I put this guy on the stone and got it done. Let's see. All right, so JD, I like when JD sends me stuff, I like the ideas he has, because it's kind of more like, let me send it today to do something that nobody else can do, or, you know, that nobody else has done, I guess, kind of thing. So this I'm not familiar with. I'm not a slip joint guy, but I know I've seen other people talk about it. But the Hedgehog, it had more of a funkier shape up front. I can't remember, out and then kind of swoopy back. I don't remember, but he just wanted it to turn into a regular kind of sheep's footy. So hopefully you can see that. So it's basically a blade profile. I'm not sure you'll be able to see any of that, but I basically just, you know, sheep footed it. So hopefully this is what he was looking for. I kind of showed him some pictures and he wanted me to go a little deeper. So I know background sucks, but I ain't got time to be doing editing. This next one, I invite you to go look up the regular version of this to show you how different it looks now. But hopefully when you see it, if you didn't know, you'd think, damn, that looks good for a stock knife. But I think it's a Kaiser Sparrow. I think that's what the name of it is. I can't even see it anymore, but there you go, Kaiser Sparrow. So this thing originally had a flipper. It was all stone wash. Hopefully you can see now, like, I'm trying to experiment with like the textures and that sort of thing, and combining the textures and how I like to do it. So let me explain. As I did the flipper, JD wanted finger choil, so I did it in a certain way. Neither one of us are kind of happy with it, and I kind of showed it to him and go, what are you thinking, man? Like, it's your knife. I'm not into this style of knife. What do you want? And then we come up with a couple options, and he ended up choosing this option. So this option was actually to take and remove material from the titanium on the front of this. So all that in there, all this material was, it followed this kind of arc more rounded rather than scalloped kind of thing. But now, you know, for JD's got big hands too, so sorry about how dirty my hands are, my bad. But you know, getting big hands in there, now you can actually get your finger in that. Hopefully you can see that. I'm all the way up, like hand position wise, I'm all the way up and my hand fits in there. Now I can feel this edge of this a little bit, but you know, I think most part you're probably going to do like the first knuckle kind of thing. And if you do the first knuckle, as long as you're not pushing forward, you're not going to get cut. You just got to pull back. But I think that is the look he's wanting for going forward. Like as an example, he was showing me like Devos and stuff. And so like the Devos always seem to have that, I think Lefty calls them a 50-50, but you know, like half, this is probably more like a 60-40 or 75-25 or however he want to look at it. But the finger choil shares the space in the blade and the frame. But reblasted it, sorry, it's already dirty. I reblasted the whole thing and covered up what I did. So hopefully it looks stock or stock-ish. And then I was telling you about texturing. So see, this texture is all the horizontal satin, but it's just really like just a sandpaper grit. And then obviously the belt satin for the actual bevel when they reground it. So Kaiser Sparrow, it very similar like to some of the Devo knives that I've experienced before. So got that same kind of feel to it. Like the blade's kind of light, but you know, it is what it is. But it also has that same kind of weird feel like I was talking about on the Mangana Steel Kaimano, that D-shaped pivot. Like, I don't know why they use it like that. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm gonna get off my soapbox here. But anyway, I just want to show you that stuff. What else I got? Lee, I got your knives. You're up next, bro. I think moving forward, I like this style, like JD style. It takes more time to do one knife, but I feel like more fulfilled rather than just grind and put them back together and that sort of thing. I'm gonna start taking on, I think, or you know, if you guys got work like that, I'll start taking on more work like that. I like that. I guess more focused on a knife or two a week versus like trying to regrind as many as I can kind of thing. And I think probably for me, because I'm kind of wanting to kind of get into reblades. I hadn't really had time to mess with it at all. And, you know, the scales was fun. I'll probably do more scale stuff too down the line. Denise had asked me about doing a scale for a knife that she was thinking about picking up. So I might do that for her. But all those things are going to be kind of more moving into, I got to ask for money for those things. I love this being fun and not being money thing where somebody's got to actually send me money for something. I'd much rather it be just a fun thing for everybody. Like, but you know, you can't continue to exist that way. Just the shipping costs alone were crazy. That's the only reason I asked for shipping costs. But let me think about what I was trying to say here. Oh yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is like, I'm going to keep regrinding stuff open and probably till May-ish, something like that. So another month or so. If you guys got something you want to send, go ahead and send it. After that, I think I'm going to be done with the regrinds as far as like just a general, I mean, I'll still do a regrind, but I want to do it on a more of a, I don't know, let's put it this way, like a project kind of thing, like what JD sent. Like I want you to scale up the frame, I want you to retexture the blade, I want you to regrind it, you know, reblast it, all more of a project, so it's more involved than just taking a knife apart, regrinding it, putting it back together, and sending it on its way. It's all fine and good. It's just like I'm trying to learn more and become better at other skills. And if I'm only doing regrinds, I'm not going to get better at those other skills. Hope that makes sense. So it's not like I'm trying to shun anybody or shut anybody down. If I already talked to you about doing a regrind, you can just send it my way whenever you're ready. I don't care if it's after May or whatever. You know, we'll figure that out. But certainly after Blade Show, when I get back from Blade Show, I'm not going to keep doing the whole circle of regrind stuff. Feel like I can still get better doing regrinds, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I don't need as much volume on it. I want to kind of start looking at, you know, trying to get other skills involved. I hope that makes sense. Almost 13 minutes. Yeah, 13 is a good number, right? Lucky 13. Let's call it for this week. I hope y'all have a great week. Yeah, that's it. All right. See you later, y'all.